Good morning here from the Premier Inn Hotel at Abu Dhabi Airport. Today we're taking a flight on Etihad Airways, Airbus A321 up to Kuwait. I don't really know what to expect, but we'll find out. I checked out of the hotel and headed towards the departure hall. The Premier Inn is connected to the terminal through an air-conditioned walkway, providing a much welcome protection from the temperatures outside. However, the shortest way to the departure area still leads you outside for a short bit. Now here's the twist. I was flying economy class, but I happened to have Etihad Gold status, which means I was allowed to use the business class check-in. I had actually checked in online, but I like to collect paper boarding passes, and I also wanted to show you the separate check-in area. It was rather empty, and since they have a lot of stuff here, you never really have to wait. Check-in was completed in no time, and here comes one more advantage of this area. It gives you direct access to a fast-track immigration and security check. Passing immigration was really easy. You just scan your passport and the system automatically checks your status. As long as you haven't overstayed your visa, you are through very fast. I've seen this system in a few countries in the world, and I really hope that more and more countries will adopt such simplified procedures. Security took only a minute, and then I headed towards the lounge. Although seeing this beautiful sunrise made me do a little detour. This sunrise reminded me I needed some breakfast, so let's go check out the lounge. The Etihad Business Lounge is rather big and features 2 buffet stations. The lounge is separated into several different areas that you can use depending on whether you want to eat, or just relax, or even use the computer desks. It was quite empty in the early morning, but let me tell you, during the night it definitely fills up to capacity. I should also note that the lounge is open 24/7, which is good in case of delayed flights. Let's check out the food area. As you can see here, the table area was kept very clean. They had a couple of hot dishes including curries, a salad bar, and of course bread. But when I have the choice between bread and hot dishes, I always choose the latter. My breakfast composition didn't really make much sense, but I just wanted to try a little bit of everything. I especially liked the selection of the Arabic meze, which was presented very nicely. After breakfast, I settled down in a more comfortable chair with a piece of cake and some lemon mint juice. I'm an absolute fan of any kind of juice that contains lemon, and I was not disappointed. About half an hour later, it was already time to head to the gate. As the signs led me downstairs, I became aware that it was gonna be a bus boarding. I don't really like bus boarding, but it's a regular thing here in Abu Dhabi since the old terminal doesn't have enough terminal docking positions. They are in the process of finishing a new midfield terminal that had been delayed for a couple of years, and if all goes well, it will open by the end of this year, 2023. But for now, they have to stick to the buses. Boarding was on time, and we made our way to the apron positions. The window shades were closed to prevent the cabin from heating up too much while the aircraft was parked at the stand. The flight was rather full, but I still scored an empty seat next to me. The seat is quite comfortable for a short and medium-haul product, and while they don't have individual screens, Etihad does provide entertainment through Wi-Fi streaming on these flights. Just before pushback, I opened the window blind and I got a glimpse of an Etihad cargo Boeing 777 parked close to us. It was then time for pushback and we taxied out to the runway. While we're cruising up the coast, let me show you the in-flight entertainment. You can stream movies, TV shows, music and games to your phone or tablet. There is also an e-library and a news section and of course all the flight path information for our flight. The movie selection is quite okay and you can definitely find something to pass a couple of hours. Etihad also provided a snack box on this flight consisting of a sandwich, a chocolate bar and some water. As we are getting closer to Kuwait, let me share with you a little bit about the fare I paid for this flight. In the last video I covered Wizz Air and I mentioned that they have a new local subsidiary in Abu Dhabi from where they serve quite a number of regional routes. And just as what you would expect from a low-cost carrier, they offer very low fares to fill up their flights. Even Air Arabia charges more. And this puts Etihad in a tough spot for point-to-point travel, but at least for some of their flights, they seem to try to compete with Wizz Air on the pricing level. For this one-way flight from Abu Dhabi to Kuwait, I paid around $43, but for the one-way from Kuwait to Abu Dhabi, which was also an Etihad, I even paid just about $14. All in all, it was just under $60 for both flights. I won't cover the return flight on YouTube though, because it was a night flight and there was nothing to see out the window. So let's enjoy the daytime approach into Kuwait with views of desert sand, and lots of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now on our final approach. Please fasten your seatbelt and ensure that seatbelt is upright. Safety card in your arm. This area shows the sign indicating the emergency exit of the aircraft.
And welcome to the airport of Kuwait. It was actually the very first time I ever landed at this airport. We touched down on runway 33 right, which is the most eastern runway they have. From here you can actually see the military part of the airport with a couple of Kuwaiti C-17s heating up in over 40 degrees Celsius. Given the expected heat outside, I wasn't sure that I even wanted to leave the airport, but I had never been to Kuwait before, so I wanted to stay for at least one night.
توقفت على توقف الكيان ويتم إدفاع علامة رحمة المقاعد. رجاء الحيطة والحذر عند فتح الخزائن العلوية والتأكد من رجع مهاراتكم الشخصي معكم قبل مغادرتكم الطائرة.
As I stepped into the terminal, I headed straight for immigration, which turned out to be a mistake. I had applied for an e-visa before and it got approved, so I thought I could directly go to immigration. However, they sent me back to a visa counter where they had to check my visa and stamp it. At least this process actually saves you lining up at the immigration counter, since once you have it, they wave you through. Kuwait airport was surprisingly busy, but I found it easy to navigate. Immigration complete, I exchanged some small money and then went outside to do what possibly no other tourists do, heading to the bus stop to take a bus all the way to Kuwait City. It's about 20 kilometers, but the bus takes a few detours through the neighborhoods and it can take anywhere between 40 minutes and up to an hour to reach the city center. The bus costs a quarter Kuwait dinar, which is less than $1. The fare needs to be paid in cash and you better have small notes because the drivers don't have much change. Kuwait is also the first place in the world where I've seen notes for half and even a quarter of their base currency. Usually it's just coins in that case. The bus is air-conditioned and even provides USB power plugs, but of course a taxi would be much more comfortable. As we were approaching the central bus station, I prepared for my 10-minute walk to the hotel through the 40 degrees Celsius midday heat. My first impression of the city was rather underwhelming. It was hot and dusty, many of the buildings seemed to be rather old and crumbling, apart from the shiny skyscrapers of course, and a lot of things were broken, like the benches you see here. But they do have some greenery, and as I would find out later and on the next day, I do actually have to give them credit for their parks, which are truly beautiful. But for now, I was looking forward to dropping off my backpack in the air-conditioned hotel. Kuwait also has some interesting places, such as this mosque in the middle of a roundabout. Made it to the hotel here, the Grand Majestic Hotel. Very straightforward from the airport. The bus brought me to the bus station here, and from there it's just like a 10-minute walk to the hotel. Even though it's such a short walk, actually it's like 42 degrees outside, so 10 minutes was already enough, because I'm wearing jeans right now for some reason. Right, so this is the hotel. It's quite nice, and bathroom here. Oop. And it does have a view. There we go. It's quite nice. Right, that's it. Now I'm just unpacking a few things, changing into shorts, and then probably I'm gonna head out to explore some of the city. And I will see you for the next flight. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos to come. See you on the next one, and in the meantime, enjoy your travels.